Do you know the story of one of history's greatest geniuses, Leonardo da Vinci? The life of this Italian polymath. From breathtaking art to groundbreaking inventions, join us as we uncover the extraordinary journey of a man who defined the Renaissance and beyond. Part 1. The Early Years, a Genius in the Making. Leonardo da Vinci was born on April 15, 1452, in the picturesque town of Vinci in Tuscany, Italy. His birthplace was surrounded by gently rolling hills, olive groves, and vineyards, a landscape that would later inspire his artistic vision and scientific inquiries. The son of Ser Piero da Vinci, a prominent notary, and Caterina, a woman of humble origins, Leonardo's early life was shaped by a blend of privilege and simplicity. Though born out of wedlock, Leonardo was acknowledged by his father and raised in his household, where he had access to resources that many children of his time did not. Leonardo's childhood in Vinci was marked by his innate curiosity and wonder at the world around him. Even as a boy, he displayed an extraordinary fascination with nature, often spending hours observing the behavior of animals, the flow of water, and the movement of clouds. This deep observation and engagement with his surroundings became a defining characteristic of his life and work. His love for nature and its processes would later influence not only his art but also his groundbreaking scientific studies. Although Leonardo lacked formal education in the classical subjects of Greek and Latin, he was given basic training in reading, writing, and arithmetic. This limited education did not hinder his intellectual growth, but instead seemed to fuel his autodidactic nature. Leonardo's stepmother and extended family likely played a role in his upbringing, providing him with a stable environment where his artistic talents began to emerge. It is said that he filled the margins of notebooks with sketches and drawings, capturing everything from fantastical creatures to detailed depictions of flora and fauna. As he grew older, Leonardo's father recognized his extraordinary artistic talent and sought to nurture it. Around the age of 14, Ser Piero arranged for Leonardo to apprentice with Andrea del Verrocchio, a master artist and craftsman in Florence. This decision proved to be pivotal for Leonardo, as it introduced him to a world of creative and intellectual possibilities. Florence, at the time, was a thriving hub of art, culture, and innovation, making it an ideal place for a young artist to flourish. Verrocchio's workshop was renowned not only for its paintings but also for its work in sculpture, metalworking, and engineering. Under Verrocchio's guidance, Leonardo began to learn the techniques and principles of Renaissance art. He gained expertise in drawing, preparing pigments, and working with various media, including fresco and oil paints. Verrocchio's emphasis on anatomical accuracy and lifelike representation resonated deeply with Leonardo, encouraging him to explore the relationship between art and science. One of the most notable stories from Leonardo's apprenticeship involves his contribution to Verrocchio's painting the Baptism of Christ. Leonardo was tasked with painting an angel in the composition, and his work was so exquisite and lifelike that it reportedly outshone that of his master. According to legend, Verrocchio was so impressed by Leonardo's talent that he declared he would never paint again. Whether or not this account is entirely true, it underscores the extraordinary impression Leonardo made even as a young apprentice. Leonardo's years in Florence also exposed him to the works of other great artists and thinkers of the Renaissance. He likely studied the techniques of masters such as Masaccio and Donatello, absorbing their use of perspective, proportion, and naturalism. At the same time, he began to develop his own unique approach, characterized by meticulous attention to detail and a deep understanding of the natural world. This period was crucial in shaping Leonardo's identity as both an artist and a thinker, laying the foundation for his later achievements. Beyond the confines of the workshop, Leonardo's curiosity extended to every aspect of life in Florence. He observed the bustling streets, the intricate architecture of cathedrals, and the vibrant interactions of people in the city. These observations found their way into his sketches and studies, where he sought to capture the essence of human emotion and movement. Leonardo's ability to combine artistic expression with scientific inquiry began to set him apart from his contemporaries. During his apprenticeship, Leonardo also developed a reputation for his charming personality and wit. He was known for his good looks, his keen sense of humor, and his ability to engage others in intellectual conversations. This charisma, combined with his talent, helped him build connections with patrons and other artists. While still young, Leonardo began to establish himself as a figure of immense potential in Florence's artistic circles. By the time Leonardo completed his apprenticeship, he had already surpassed many of his peers in skill and vision. He was admitted to the Guild of St. Luke, an association of artists and doctors of medicine, which allowed him to work independently. However, Leonardo's ambitions extended far beyond the conventional boundaries of art. He was driven by a desire to understand the world in its entirety, from the mechanics of the human body to the forces that govern the universe. This insatiable curiosity would define his life's work and lead him to explore disciplines as diverse as anatomy, geology, and engineering. Leonardo's early years in Vinci and Florence provided him with a solid foundation for the extraordinary career that lay ahead. They also revealed the core traits that would make him a Renaissance icon: an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, an ability to see connections between disparate fields, and a profound respect for the beauty and complexity of the natural world. As Leonardo prepared to embark on his independent career, he carried with him the lessons of his apprenticeship and the inspiration of the environment that had nurtured his genius. Part 2. Apprenticeship in Florence. A craft takes shape. At the age of 14, Leonardo da Vinci left his small hometown of Vinci to begin an apprenticeship in Florence, a city that was rapidly becoming the cultural epicenter of the Italian Renaissance. His father, Ser Piero da Vinci, recognized Leonardo's artistic potential and sought out one of the most renowned masters of the time, Andrea del Verrocchio, to mentor him. Verrocchio's workshop was more than just a space for painting. It was a dynamic environment where aspiring artists and craftsmen could learn a wide array of skills, from sculpting and metalworking to drafting and engineering. This apprenticeship would prove to be transformative for Leonardo, exposing him to the diverse disciplines that would later define his multifaceted genius. In Verrocchio's studio, Leonardo's training began with the basics. He was taught to prepare pigments, mix paints, and stretch canvases, all essential tasks for any apprentice. As he progressed, he moved on to more advanced techniques, such as underpainting, layering, and the application of glazes. These methods allowed him to achieve the depth and realism that would later become hallmarks of his work. Verrocchio's emphasis on precision and accuracy deeply influenced Leonardo, instilling in him a meticulous approach to his craft. Beyond the technical aspects of painting, Leonardo was also introduced to the principles of perspective and proportion. These concepts, which were central to Renaissance art, enabled artists to create more realistic and harmonious compositions. Verrocchio's workshop often used mathematical principles to achieve accurate spatial relationships and anatomical correctness. Leonardo quickly mastered these techniques and began to develop his own methods, experimenting with light, shadow, and texture to create a sense of depth and realism. One of the most significant opportunities during Leonardo's apprenticeship came when he was asked to contribute to Verrocchio's painting, The Baptism of Christ. Leonardo was tasked with painting one of the angels in the composition. The result was nothing short of extraordinary. Leonardo's angel was imbued with an ethereal beauty and lifelike quality that outshone the rest of the painting. His use of delicate shading and soft transitions between light and shadow, known as fumetto, demonstrated a level of skill that was rare even among seasoned artists. According to legend, Verrocchio was so awestruck by Leonardo's talent that he decided to abandon painting altogether. During his time in Florence, Leonardo also honed his skills as a draftsman. Drawing was not merely a preparatory step for painting. It was a discipline in its own right. Leonardo's sketches from this period reveal an extraordinary ability to capture movement, emotion, and the subtleties of the human form. His drawings of hands, in particular, are considered masterpieces, showcasing his unparalleled attention to detail and understanding of anatomy. These studies laid the groundwork for his later works, where his ability to depict lifelike figures would captivate audiences. Verrocchio's workshop was not limited to painting and sculpture. It was a place where art intersected with science and engineering. Leonardo was exposed to mechanical devices, architectural models, and even designs for military equipment. This environment nurtured his innate curiosity and encouraged him to think beyond traditional artistic boundaries. He began to see art as a means of exploring and understanding the world, a philosophy that would guide him throughout his life. While Leonardo's artistic talents were flourishing, his personality also began to make an impression. He was known for his striking appearance, described by contemporaries as tall, handsome, and graceful. His keen intellect and quick wit made him a favorite among his peers and patrons. Leonardo's ability to engage in philosophical discussions and share ideas further set him apart, earning him a reputation as both an artist and a thinker. As Leonardo approached the end of his apprenticeship, he was already demonstrating a level of mastery that exceeded many of his peers. In 1472, he was accepted into the Guild of St. Luke, an association of artists and doctors of medicine in Florence. This membership marked a turning point in Leonardo's career, allowing him to work independently and take on his own commissions. However, despite his growing recognition, Leonardo was not content to simply follow in the footsteps of his predecessors. He sought to innovate, to push the boundaries of what art could achieve. One of the challenges Leonardo faced during this period was the competitive nature of Florence's art scene. The city was home to many talented artists, including Sandro Botticelli, Domenico Ghirlandaio, and Pietro Perugino. Each of these figures had their own style and approach, contributing to the rich tapestry of Renaissance art. Leonardo, however, was determined to distinguish himself not only through technical skill but also through originality and intellectual depth. While much of his work from this time has been lost, the surviving pieces and sketches provide a glimpse into Leonardo's evolving style. His early paintings, such as the Annunciation, show a mastery of perspective and a sensitivity to the interplay of light and shadow. These works also reveal his interest in storytelling, as he sought to convey complex emotions and narratives through his compositions. Leonardo's ability to capture the subtleties of human expression would later become one of his defining traits. Leonardo's apprenticeship also exposed him to the patronage system that dominated Renaissance Italy. Wealthy individuals, including members of the Medici family, commissioned artworks to demonstrate their power, wealth, and cultural sophistication. This system not only provided artists with financial support but also shaped the themes and subjects of their work. Leonardo's early experiences with patrons taught him how to navigate these relationships and secure opportunities for creative expression. As his time in Verrocchio's workshop came to an end, Leonardo began to think about the next phase of his career. He was eager to explore new challenges and expand his horizons. While Florence remained an important center of art and culture, Leonardo would soon seek opportunities in other cities, where he could further develop his skills and pursue his diverse interests. His apprenticeship had given him a solid foundation, but it was clear that Leonardo's ambitions extended far beyond what he had achieved so far. Leonardo's years in Verrocchio's workshop were a period of intense learning and growth. They not only shaped him as an artist but also instilled in him a deep respect for craftsmanship, innovation, and interdisciplinary thinking. These experiences laid the groundwork for a career that would redefine the boundaries of art and science. As Leonardo prepared to embark on his independent journey, he carried with him the lessons of his apprenticeship, ready to leave his mark on the world. Part 3. The Rise of the Artist, Masterpieces and Innovations. After completing his apprenticeship under Andrea del Verrocchio, Leonardo da Vinci was ready to step into the world as an independent artist. In 1472, he officially became a member of the Guild of St. Luke in Florence. This marked the beginning of his professional career, allowing him to take on commissions and establish himself as a painter of exceptional skill. Although still young, Leonardo quickly distinguished himself with his innovative techniques and groundbreaking approach to art. His works from this period demonstrate not only his technical prowess but also his ability to infuse his compositions with life, emotion, and a sense of wonder. One of Leonardo's earliest major works was the Annunciation, a painting that showcases his mastery of perspective and his attention to detail. In this piece, Leonardo depicted the angel Gabriel delivering the message to the Virgin Mary with a sense of grace and serenity. The background, featuring a meticulously rendered landscape, reflects Leonardo's fascination with nature and his ability to capture its subtleties. This work also highlights his use of light and shadow to create depth, a technique that would become one of his trademarks. The Annunciation established Leonardo as an artist who was not afraid to challenge traditional conventions and push the boundaries of what painting could achieve. Another significant project during this period was Adoration of the Magi, a large, unfinished painting commissioned by the monks of San Donato in Scopito. Although Leonardo never completed this work, it remains a testament to his innovative approach to composition. In Adoration of the Magi, Leonardo arranged the figures in a dynamic and complex manner, creating a sense of movement and interaction that was rare in religious art of the time. The painting also reveals his deep understanding of human anatomy and emotion, as each figure is portrayed with striking realism and individuality. While these early works brought Leonardo recognition, it was his move to Milan in 1482 that truly marked the beginning of his ascent as one of the greatest artists of his time. Leonardo entered the service of Ludovico Sforza, the Duke of Milan, who became both his patron and supporter. This period in Milan proved to be incredibly productive for Leonardo, as he not only created some of his most famous artworks but also expanded his pursuits into science, engineering, and architecture. During his time in Milan, Leonardo was commissioned to create a monumental fresco, The Last Supper, for the refectory of the convent of Santa Maria del Grazie. This painting, completed between 1495 and 1498, is widely regarded as one of the greatest masterpieces of Western art. The Last Supper depicts the moment when Jesus announces that one of his disciples will betray him. Leonardo's ability to capture the emotional reactions of each figure, from shock and disbelief to anger and sadness, is unparalleled. The composition is meticulously arranged, with Jesus at the center and the apostles grouped in dynamic clusters that draw the viewer's eye across the scene. Leonardo's approach to the Last Supper was revolutionary. He experimented with a technique that combined tempera and oil paints directly on the wall, rather than using traditional fresco methods. While this allowed him to achieve remarkable detail and texture, the technique proved to be less durable, and the painting began to deteriorate shortly after its completion. Despite its fragile condition, The Last Supper remains one of the most studied and celebrated works in art history. Around the same time, Leonardo also began work on one of his most enigmatic and iconic paintings, Mona Lisa. Created between 1503 and 1506, this portrait of Lisa Gherardini, the wife of a Florentine merchant, has captivated audiences for centuries. The Mona Lisa is renowned for its subtle use of sfumato, a technique Leonardo perfected to create soft transitions between light and shadow. The painting's mysterious smile and lifelike presence have made it a symbol of artistic genius and a subject of endless fascination. While his artistic achievements were remarkable, Leonardo's time in Milan was also notable for his exploration of other disciplines. He worked as a military engineer, designing fortifications, weapons, and siege machines for Ludovico Sforza. He also conducted extensive studies in anatomy, dissecting human and animal bodies to understand the mechanics of movement and the structure of muscles and bones. These anatomical drawings, many of which are preserved in his notebooks, are masterpieces in their own right, combining scientific accuracy with artistic beauty. Leonardo's work during this period reflects his belief that art and science are deeply interconnected. He viewed painting as a means of understanding the natural world and sought to depict it with accuracy and truth. This philosophy is evident in his meticulous studies of plants, rocks, and water, which appear in the backgrounds of many of his paintings. His ability to observe and analyze the world with such precision set him apart from other artists of his time and solidified his reputation as a true Renaissance polymath. Despite his successes, Leonardo's career in Milan was not without challenges. The fall of Ludovico Sforza in 1499 forced Leonardo to leave the city and seek new opportunities. He returned to Florence, where he continued to create innovative works and engage in scientific research. One of the notable projects from this period is his drawing of Vitruvian Man, a study of the proportions of the human body based on the writings of the ancient Roman architect Vitruvius. This drawing, which has become an iconic representation of the Renaissance, exemplifies Leonardo's ability to bridge the gap between art and science. Leonardo's return to Florence also saw him involved in a rivalry with fellow artist Michelangelo. The two were commissioned to create frescoes for the Hall of 500 in the Palazzo Vecchio, with Leonardo working on the Battle of Anghiari and Michelangelo on the Battle of Cassina. Although neither project was completed, the competition between these two titans of the Renaissance highlights the intensity and brilliance of the Florentine art scene during this time. As his career progressed, Leonardo's interests became increasingly diverse. He delved deeper into the study of mechanics, hydraulics, and optics, designing machines and conducting experiments that were centuries ahead of their time. His notebooks from this period are filled with sketches of inventions, such as flying machines, water pumps, and even a prototype for a helicopter. While many of these designs were never realized, they demonstrate Leonardo's visionary thinking and his ability to imagine the future. By the early 16th century, Leonardo's reputation as both an artist and a thinker had spread across Europe. His works, both completed and unfinished, were celebrated for their beauty, complexity, and intellectual depth. As he continued to create, experiment, and explore, Leonardo solidified his place as one of the most influential figures in the history of art and science. Part 4. A Renaissance Man. Beyond Art. Leonardo da Vinci's identity as a polymath transcended his brilliance as an artist, earning him the title of a true Renaissance man. While his paintings remain iconic, they represent only a fraction of his vast and diverse achievements. His insatiable curiosity and relentless pursuit of knowledge led him to explore fields as varied as anatomy, engineering, architecture, geology, botany, and mechanics. What set Leonardo apart from his contemporaries was not only the breadth of his interests but also his ability to integrate them, creating a seamless interplay between art and science. One of Leonardo's most profound contributions beyond the realm of art was his work in anatomy. Fascinated by the structure and function of the human body, He began dissecting cadavers in the late 1480s, initially to improve his ability to depict the human form in his paintings. However, this practice quickly evolved into a scientific endeavor aimed at understanding the mechanics of life itself. His anatomical drawings, preserved in his notebooks, are masterpieces of observation and precision, combining scientific accuracy with an artistic sensitivity that captures the beauty of the human body. Leonardo's studies covered nearly every aspect of human anatomy, including muscles, bones, organs, and the nervous system. He meticulously documented his findings, often accompanied by notes written in his characteristic mirror script. His drawings of the human heart, for instance, reveal not only the structure of the organ but also insights into its function, such as the flow of blood through the chambers and valves. These observations were centuries ahead of their time, demonstrating a level of understanding that rivaled or exceeded that of contemporary physicians. In addition to human anatomy, Leonardo studied the anatomy of animals, including horses, birds, and frogs. His dissections allowed him to compare the anatomical similarities and differences across species, deepening his understanding of biological structures. This comparative approach influenced his work in other fields, particularly engineering and mechanics. For Leonardo, the principles that govern the human body were reflected in the workings of machines, and he sought to uncover the universal laws that underpinned both. Leonardo's fascination with mechanics led him to design a wide array of machines and devices, many of which were far ahead of their time. His notebooks are filled with sketches of inventions that include flying machines, tanks, hydraulic pumps, and even a robotic knight. These designs were not merely theoretical. They were grounded in careful observation and experimentation. For instance, Leonardo's study of birds and their flight patterns informed his designs for the ornithopter, a device intended to enable human flight. While these inventions were never built during his lifetime, they laid the groundwork for later technological advancements. One of the most remarkable aspects of Leonardo's engineering work was his ability to visualize complex systems and processes. He often created detailed diagrams that demonstrated how his machines would function, breaking them down into individual components. This approach not only showcased his technical expertise but also reflected his artistic talent, as his sketches were both functional and aesthetically beautiful. Leonardo's ability to combine technical precision with artistic elegance set his work apart and inspired future generations of inventors and engineers. Leonardo's interest in mechanics extended to the study of hydraulics and the movement of water. He conducted experiments to understand how water flowed, eddied, and eroded surfaces, often sketching intricate diagrams of his observations. These studies had practical applications, as Leonardo designed systems for irrigation, canal construction, and flood prevention. His understanding of water dynamics also influenced his art, as seen in the realistic depiction of rivers and waterfalls in his paintings and sketches. In addition to his work in science and engineering, Leonardo made significant contributions to the field of architecture. He collaborated with architects and engineers on projects ranging from the design of fortifications to the construction of domes and bridges. One of his most ambitious architectural designs was for a centralized church, which featured a harmonious balance of geometric forms and proportions. Although this project was never realized, it exemplifies Leonardo's ability to blend aesthetic principles with structural innovation. Leonardo's exploration of botany was another area where his interdisciplinary approach shone brightly. He meticulously studied the growth patterns of plants, observing how leaves and branches emerged in relation to one another. His drawings of plants, such as his studies of Star of Bethlehem flowers, are both scientifically accurate and artistically exquisite. Leonardo's interest in botany extended to its practical applications, as he investigated how plant structures could be used in engineering and design. Leonardo's scientific pursuits were deeply intertwined with his philosophical beliefs. He viewed the world as a unified whole, where art, science, and nature were interconnected. This holistic perspective drove him to seek patterns and relationships in everything he observed. Whether studying the anatomy of the human hand or the flight of a bird, Leonardo approached each subject with the same sense of wonder and rigor. His ability to see connections between seemingly unrelated fields is one of the defining characteristics of his genius. Despite his extraordinary contributions, Leonardo often struggled to bring his projects to completion. His relentless curiosity often led him to abandon one endeavor in favor of another, leaving many of his works unfinished. This tendency was not due to a lack of discipline, but rather a reflection of his boundless imagination and desire to explore new ideas. Leonardo's unfinished works, whether paintings, inventions, or manuscripts, offer a glimpse into the mind of a thinker who was constantly pushing the limits of his understanding. Leonardo's legacy as a Renaissance man lies not only in his accomplishments, but also in the way he approached the pursuit of knowledge. He believed that observation and experience were the keys to understanding the world, a principle that guided his work in every field. His notebooks, filled with sketches, diagrams, and reflections, remain a testament to his insatiable curiosity and his belief in the power of human potential. In the centuries since his death, Leonardo's work has continued to inspire scientists, artists, and thinkers. His interdisciplinary approach serves as a model for innovation, demonstrating the value of exploring connections between different fields of study. Leonardo's ability to merge art and science, imagination and reason, remains as relevant today as it was during the Renaissance. As a Renaissance man, Leonardo da Vinci embodied the spirit of his time. He was not content to excel in a single discipline, but sought to understand the world in its entirety. His contributions to art, science, and engineering are a testament to his extraordinary vision and intellect. Through his work, Leonardo reminds us of the limitless possibilities of human creativity and the enduring power of curiosity. Part 5. The Codices, a window into his mind. Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks, collectively known as his codices, stand as a remarkable testament to his insatiable curiosity and boundless imagination. These documents, written in his distinctive mirror script, contain a treasure trove of ideas, sketches, and observations that span a vast array of disciplines. From anatomical studies to engineering designs, from explorations of flight to musings on the nature of water, the codices offer an unparalleled glimpse into the mind of one of history's greatest polymaths. Leonardo's decision to write in mirror script, reversed text that could only be read using a mirror, has sparked much speculation. Some believe it was a method of keeping his work private, while others suggest it was simply a practical choice, as writing from right to left was more comfortable for a left-handed individual like Leonardo. Regardless of the reason, this unique approach adds an air of mystery to his writings, inviting modern readers to decode his thoughts. The sheer scope of topics covered in Leonardo's notebooks is staggering. One of the most famous collections, the Codex Atlanticus, contains over 1,000 pages of sketches and writings. This compilation includes designs for flying machines, studies of anatomy, observations on the flow of water, and much more. Each page is a testament to Leonardo's relentless pursuit of understanding, as he sought to unravel the mysteries of the natural world. Leonardo's approach to documenting his ideas was both methodical and intuitive. His notebooks are filled with meticulously detailed sketches, often accompanied by explanatory notes. These illustrations range from simple doodles to intricate diagrams, showcasing Leonardo's ability to visualize complex systems and concepts. His drawings of machines, for example, often include exploded views and annotations that explain how each component functions within the larger mechanism. One of the most fascinating aspects of the codices is Leonardo's study of anatomy. Through dissections of human and animal bodies, he produced some of the most accurate and detailed anatomical drawings of his time. His illustrations of the human heart, muscles, and skeletal system are not only scientifically precise but also artistically stunning. Leonardo's notes on these drawings reveal his efforts to understand not just the structure but also the function of the human body. He explored how muscles move, how blood flows, and how the body maintains balance and coordination. The codices also contain Leonardo's groundbreaking studies on the principles of flight. Inspired by the mechanics of bird flight, he sketched designs for flying machines, including the ornithopter and a prototype for a helicopter. His drawings often include detailed observations of wing structures, air resistance, and the physics of lift. While these inventions were never realized during his lifetime, they reflect Leonardo's visionary thinking and his desire to transcend the limitations of human capability. Leonardo's interest in water as a natural force is another recurring theme in his notebooks. He meticulously documented the behavior of water, studying its flow, turbulence, and erosion patterns. His sketches of swirling eddies and cascading waterfalls capture the dynamic and often unpredictable nature of this element. Leonardo also explored practical applications of his studies, designing systems for irrigation, flood prevention, and water-powered machinery. His understanding of hydrodynamics was so advanced that many of his observations remain relevant to modern engineering. In addition to scientific and technical subjects, the codices reveal Leonardo's philosophical musings. He often wrote about the interconnectedness of all things, reflecting his belief in the unity of nature. This perspective is evident in his interdisciplinary approach, as he sought to draw connections between art, science, and the natural world. For Leonardo, the study of one field was never isolated. it was always part of a larger quest to understand the universe. One of the most intriguing aspects of Leonardo's notebooks is their unfinished nature. Many pages contain sketches and notes that seem to trail off, as if Leonardo's mind had already moved on to the next idea. This characteristic underscores his restless intellect and his tendency to explore multiple subjects simultaneously. It also reflects the challenges of living in an era when resources for experimentation and collaboration were limited. Despite these constraints, Leonardo's notebooks remain a testament to his extraordinary vision and creativity. The codices also highlight Leonardo's practical side. Many of his designs, such as bridges, fortifications, and war machines, were created in response to specific commissions or needs. For example, his design for a self-supporting bridge was both elegant and functional, demonstrating his ability to combine aesthetic principles with engineering ingenuity. Similarly, his sketches of military devices, such as a giant crossbow and an armored vehicle, reveal his ability to innovate under pressure. While some of these projects were purely theoretical, others were implemented or adapted by his patrons. The rediscovery and preservation of Leonardo's notebooks have been instrumental in shaping our understanding of his genius. After his death in 1519, the codices were dispersed, and many were lost over time. The surviving collections, however, provide a window into his multifaceted mind and his approach to problem-solving. They also serve as a reminder of the limitations Leonardo faced in realizing his ideas. Lacking the materials, technology, and support to bring many of his designs to life, he instead left a legacy of inspiration for future generations. The codices have inspired countless scientists, artists, and thinkers since their rediscovery. They have been studied by figures such as Galileo Galilei and Isaac Newton, who found echoes of their own work in Leonardo's observations. In the modern era, the notebooks continue to captivate researchers and enthusiasts, who marvel at their depth and diversity. Advances in technology, such as 3D modeling and digital analysis, have allowed scholars to recreate some of Leonardo's designs, demonstrating their feasibility and brilliance. Beyond their historical and intellectual value, the codices offer a deeply personal glimpse into Leonardo's character. His notes reveal a man who was endlessly curious, deeply observant, and unafraid to question conventional wisdom. They also show his sense of humor, as evidenced by occasional doodles and playful remarks. These personal touches remind us that behind the towering legacy of Leonardo da Vinci was a human being, driven by the same wonder and curiosity that inspire us today. In many ways, the codices are a reflection of Leonardo's philosophy of life. He believed that knowledge was infinite and that the pursuit of understanding was the greatest endeavor of all. His notebooks embody this belief, capturing a mind in constant motion, exploring the endless possibilities of human creativity and intellect. As we continue to study and celebrate the codices, we are reminded of the timeless relevance of Leonardo's vision and the enduring power of curiosity. Part 6. The Engineer and Inventor, Visions of the Future. Leonardo da Vinci was not only a brilliant artist but also a visionary engineer and inventor whose ideas often transcended the limitations of his time. His fascination with mechanics and the principles of motion led him to design machines and devices that anticipated technologies developed centuries later. Through his meticulous sketches and innovative concepts, Leonardo sought to solve practical problems, explore the possibilities of human ingenuity, and push the boundaries of what could be achieved. His work as an engineer and inventor highlights his ability to merge creativity with functionality, embodying the spirit of the Renaissance. One of the most well-known aspects of Leonardo's engineering legacy is his designs for flying machines. Fascinated by the mechanics of bird flight, Leonardo conducted detailed studies of wings, feathers, and air resistance. These observations formed the basis of his sketches for the ornithopter, a device that mimicked the flapping motion of bird wings. The ornithopter featured a wooden frame with a system of pulleys and gears, designed to be powered by human effort. While the ornithopter was never constructed, it reflects Leonardo's innovative thinking and his desire to unlock the secrets of flight. In addition to the ornithopter, Leonardo also sketched designs for a primitive helicopter. Known as the aerial screw, this device consisted of a helical rotor made of reed, linen, and wire. Leonardo theorized that when rotated rapidly, the rotor would generate lift and allow the machine to ascend. Although this concept was purely speculative and lacked the materials and propulsion needed for practical application, it demonstrates Leonardo's ability to envision possibilities far beyond the technological capabilities of his era. His work in this area laid the groundwork for the eventual development of aviation and inspired later pioneers of flight. Leonardo's interest in mechanics extended beyond flight to include the design of machines for construction, warfare, and everyday use. He sketched a variety of cranes, pulleys, and levers, many of which were intended to make construction projects more efficient. His designs for bridges, including a self-supporting arch bridge, showcased his ability to combine elegance with practicality. The self-supporting bridge was particularly notable for its simplicity and strength, relying on interlocking wooden components that could be assembled quickly and without the need for nails or fasteners. In the realm of military engineering, Leonardo's sketches reveal a deep understanding of the challenges and opportunities presented by warfare. He designed an armored vehicle, often referred to as a tank, which featured a circular structure covered with a protective shell. The tank was equipped with a series of cannons and powered by a system of gears operated by human effort. Although the design was never built, it demonstrated Leonardo's ability to anticipate the changing nature of warfare and his desire to create innovative solutions. Leonardo also developed concepts for a giant crossbow, a device intended to launch projectiles with great force. The crossbow, which featured a massive wooden frame and a mechanism for adjusting tension, was both a feat of engineering and a testament to Leonardo's understanding of mechanical advantage. His designs for catapults, trebuchets, and other siege weapons further illustrate his versatility as an inventor and his ability to adapt his ideas to meet specific needs. Beyond military applications, Leonardo's engineering work often focused on improving daily life and addressing practical challenges. He designed machines for grinding grain, sawing wood, and pumping water, many of which were powered by wind, water, or human effort. His sketches of water pumps and hydraulic systems demonstrate his deep understanding of fluid mechanics and his ability to apply scientific principles to solve real-world problems. These inventions, though often unbuilt, reflect Leonardo's belief in the potential of technology to improve society and enhance human capabilities. One of Leonardo's most ambitious engineering projects was his design for a mechanical knight, an early form of a robot. The knight, which was designed to move its arms, head, and torso through a system of gears and pulleys, was intended to perform for courtly entertainment. While the mechanical knight was never constructed during Leonardo's lifetime, modern reconstructions have demonstrated its feasibility, highlighting the advanced nature of Leonardo's engineering concepts. This invention is a striking example of his ability to imagine machines that combine functionality with artistry. Leonardo's work as an inventor was deeply influenced by his studies of nature and his belief in the interconnectedness of all things. He often drew inspiration from the natural world, observing how animals, plants, and natural forces functioned and applying these principles to his designs. His study of water, for example, informed not only his paintings but also his designs for hydraulic machines and irrigation systems. Similarly, his observations of the human body influenced his understanding of mechanics, as he saw parallels between the movement of muscles and the operation of gears and levers. Despite the brilliance of his designs, Leonardo faced significant challenges in bringing his inventions to life. Many of his concepts were ahead of their time, relying on materials, tools, and knowledge that were not yet available. Additionally, Leonardo's tendency to explore multiple ideas simultaneously often meant that his projects remained incomplete or confined to the pages of his notebooks. While this limitation prevented many of his inventions from being realized during his lifetime, it also ensured that his work remained a source of inspiration for future generations. The rediscovery of Leonardo's engineering designs has had a profound impact on the modern world. Scholars, engineers, and historians have studied his notebooks to gain insights into his methods and to recreate some of his inventions. These efforts have revealed the feasibility of many of his ideas, demonstrating that Leonardo's understanding of mechanics and physics was remarkably advanced. In some cases, his designs have been adapted or modified to create functional machines, bringing his visionary concepts to life. Leonardo's legacy as an engineer and inventor lies not only in the brilliance of his designs, but also in the way he approached the challenges of his time. He combined observation, experimentation, and imagination to create solutions that were both practical and visionary. His ability to think beyond the constraints of his era and to see the potential in untested ideas reflects the essence of innovation. Through his work, Leonardo reminds us of the power of creativity and the importance of exploring the unknown. Today, Leonardo's engineering and inventive contributions are celebrated alongside his artistic masterpieces. They serve as a testament to his boundless curiosity and his ability to bridge the worlds of art and science. His work continues to inspire engineers, inventors, and thinkers, encouraging them to push the boundaries of what is possible. As we study and recreate his designs, we gain not only a deeper appreciation for his genius but also a renewed sense of wonder at the potential of human ingenuity. Part 7. A Changing Patronage. From Florence to Milan. The trajectory of Leonardo da Vinci's career was deeply influenced by the shifting tides of patronage in Renaissance Italy. His genius and versatility made him a sought-after figure among the courts of Florence, Milan, and beyond. But these relationships were often shaped by the political and economic realities of the time. As an artist, engineer, and inventor, Leonardo relied on powerful patrons to fund his projects and provide him with the resources and opportunities to pursue his diverse interests. The dynamic nature of these patronage systems both propelled his career forward and introduced challenges that shaped the course of his life. Leonardo's early career in Florence placed him in one of the most vibrant artistic centers of the Renaissance. By the time he had completed his apprenticeship under Andrea del Verrocchio, he had already begun to gain recognition as a talented painter and innovator. However, Florence was a highly competitive environment, with many other gifted artists vying for commissions from the city's wealthy elite. The Medici family, one of the most influential patrons of the arts, played a central role in fostering Florence's cultural flourishing. While Leonardo interacted with members of the Medici court and benefited from their influence, his ambitions soon led him to seek greater opportunities elsewhere. In 1482, Leonardo made a pivotal decision to leave Florence and move to Milan, a city that was emerging as a powerful cultural and political center under the rule of Ludovico Sforza, known as Il Moro. This move was not only a strategic career choice but also a reflection of Leonardo's desire to expand his horizons and explore new challenges. He brought with him a letter addressed to Ludovico, in which he outlined his skills and achievements, emphasizing his abilities as an engineer and military strategist. This letter, often described as one of the earliest resumes, highlighted Leonardo's diverse talents and his vision for serving the needs of the Milanese court. Ludovico Sforza welcomed Leonardo into his service, providing him with the resources and patronage to undertake a wide range of projects. During his years in Milan, Leonardo flourished as both an artist and an innovator, producing some of his most famous works and exploring disciplines that extended far beyond the realm of art. His role at Ludovico's court was multifaceted, encompassing painting, engineering, architectural design, and even planning courtly entertainments. This period marked a time of intense creativity and productivity for Leonardo. One of Leonardo's most significant commissions during his time in Milan was the Last Supper, painted for the refectory of the convent of Santa Maria del Grazie. This monumental work, completed between 1495 and 1498, showcased Leonardo's mastery of composition and his ability to convey profound emotion through art. Ludovico's support enabled Leonardo to dedicate years to this masterpiece, which remains one of the most celebrated works of the Renaissance. The innovative techniques Leonardo employed in the Last Supper were a testament to the resources and freedom he enjoyed under Sforza's patronage. Beyond his artistic endeavors, Leonardo's relationship with Ludovico opened doors to projects that combined art and science. He was tasked with designing elaborate fortifications and military devices, reflecting Ludovico's interest in strengthening Milan's defenses. Leonardo also worked on urban planning projects, including designs for canals and waterways intended to improve trade and irrigation. His ability to bridge the worlds of engineering and aesthetics made him an invaluable asset to the Milanese court. One of the most ambitious projects of this period was the commission to create a massive equestrian statue in honor of Ludovico's father, Francesco Sforza. Known as the Gran Cavallo, this bronze statue was intended to be the largest of its kind ever created. Leonardo devoted years to studying the mechanics of casting and the anatomy of horses, producing detailed sketches and a full-scale clay model of the statue. Unfortunately, the project was never completed due to the political turmoil that engulfed Milan in the late 1490s. The French invasion of 1499 led to Ludovico's downfall, and the clay model of the Gran Cavallo was destroyed. Despite its incomplete status, the project demonstrated Leonardo's ambition and his ability to tackle complex challenges. The fall of Ludovico Sforza marked a turning point in Leonardo's career. With his primary patron deposed, Leonardo was forced to leave Milan and seek new opportunities. He returned to Florence, where he found a city that had undergone significant changes since his departure. The political landscape was now dominated by the Republic, following the expulsion of the Medici, and Florence was experiencing a period of austerity under the influence of the Dominican friar Savonarola. Despite these challenges, Leonardo managed to secure commissions and continue his work. During his time back in Florence, Leonardo was engaged in a high-profile rivalry with Michelangelo, another rising star of the Renaissance. The two artists were tasked with creating monumental frescoes for the Hall of 500 in the Palazzo Vecchio. Leonardo's subject, the Battle of Anghiari, was intended to depict a dramatic moment of Florentine history. Although the project was never completed, Leonardo's preparatory sketches and studies for the fresco reveal his mastery of movement and expression. The rivalry with Michelangelo highlighted the competitive nature of the artistic world and underscored Leonardo's desire to prove himself as a leader in his field. Leonardo's time in Florence also saw the creation of the Mona Lisa, one of his most famous and enigmatic works. Painted between 1503 and 1506, this portrait of Lisa Gherardini reflects Leonardo's deep understanding of human emotion and his ability to capture the subtleties of light and shadow. The Mona Lisa was a private commission, yet it has become a universal symbol of artistic achievement. Despite his successes, Leonardo's restless nature and diverse interests often led him to leave projects unfinished and to seek out new patrons. In the later years of his career, he worked under the patronage of the papal court in Rome and, eventually, King Francis I of France. These relationships allowed him to continue exploring his many passions, from anatomy to hydraulics, while securing the financial support he needed. Leonardo's time in Milan under Ludovico Sforza remains one of the most significant periods of his life. It was a time of innovation, creativity, and discovery, during which he established himself as a true Renaissance polymath. The patronage he received enabled him to pursue his diverse interests and create works that continue to inspire and captivate audiences. While the fall of Ludovico forced Leonardo to adapt to new circumstances, his ability to navigate changing political and social landscapes ensured that his legacy endured. Part 8. Later Years, the Return to Florence and France. The later years of Leonardo da Vinci's life were marked by both personal challenges and extraordinary achievements, as he navigated shifting political landscapes and sought new opportunities for creative expression. After the fall of Ludovico Sforza in 1499, Leonardo left Milan and embarked on a period of travel and reinvention. His journey took him back to Florence, then to Rome, and finally to France, where he would spend his final years under the patronage of King Francis I. Throughout this time, Leonardo continued to create, innovate, and expand his intellectual horizons, leaving behind a legacy that would endure for centuries. Leonardo's return to Florence in 1500 brought him back to a city that had changed significantly since his departure nearly 2 decades earlier. The Medici family, once dominant, had been expelled, and the city was under the influence of the Dominican friar Savonarola, who promoted a culture of austerity and religious reform. Despite these changes, Florence remained a vibrant center of art and culture, offering Leonardo opportunities to reconnect with old colleagues and secure new commissions. One of Leonardo's most notable works from this period was the Mona Lisa, a portrait of Lisa Gherardini, the wife of a Florentine merchant. Painted between 1503 and 1506, the Mona Lisa exemplifies Leonardo's mastery of sfumato, a technique that creates soft transitions between light and shadow to produce a lifelike effect. The subject's enigmatic smile and direct gaze have captivated viewers for centuries, making the painting one of the most famous works of art in history. Despite its apparent simplicity, the Mona Lisa is a masterpiece of subtlety and complexity, reflecting Leonardo's deep understanding of human emotion and his innovative approach to portraiture. During his time in Florence, Leonardo also became involved in a highly publicized rivalry with Michelangelo. The two artists were commissioned to create monumental frescoes for the Hall of 500 in the Palazzo Vecchio. Leonardo's project, the Battle of Anghiari, was intended to depict a historic Florentine victory, while Michelangelo was tasked with illustrating the Battle of Cassina. Although neither fresco was completed, Leonardo's preparatory sketches for the Battle of Anghiari reveal his ability to convey dynamic movement and intense emotion. This rivalry underscored the competitive nature of the Florentine art scene and highlighted Leonardo's determination to maintain his status as a leading artist of his time. Leonardo's later years in Florence were also marked by his continued interest in science and engineering. He conducted studies on hydraulics, mechanics, and anatomy, often dividing his time between artistic commissions and scientific exploration. His notebooks from this period contain detailed observations on the flow of water, the anatomy of the human hand, and the structure of plants, showcasing his interdisciplinary approach to understanding the natural world. In 1513, Leonardo moved to Rome, where he entered the service of Pope Leo X. The papal court offered him access to new patrons and resources, but Leonardo found the atmosphere in Rome to be less stimulating than that of Florence or Milan. Much of the artistic focus in Rome was centered on the works of Raphael and Michelangelo, who were completing commissions for the Vatican. Despite these challenges, Leonardo continued to work on his scientific studies, focusing on anatomy, optics, and hydraulics. He also developed designs for architectural projects and military fortifications, although many of these ideas remained unrealized. One of the key relationships of Leonardo's later years was with King Francis I of France. In 1516, Leonardo accepted an invitation to join the French court, where he was granted the title of premier painter and engineer and architect to the king. This move marked the final chapter of Leonardo's life, providing him with a stable and supportive environment in which to continue his work. Francis I, a great admirer of Leonardo's talents, offered him the Château du Clos-Luce, a manor near the royal chateau at Amboise, where Leonardo spent his final years. At the French court, Leonardo's role extended beyond that of an artist. He became an advisor to the king on matters of art, architecture, and engineering, contributing ideas for royal projects and urban planning. Although his output during this time was limited, Leonardo continued to refine his earlier works and sketches, often revisiting concepts that had fascinated him throughout his life. His notebooks from this period reflect his ongoing curiosity and his desire to explore new ideas, even as his health began to decline. Leonardo's time in France also saw him reflect on his legacy and the impact of his work. He brought several of his most important paintings, including the Mona Lisa, to France, where they became part of the royal collection. These works, along with his notebooks, served as a testament to his lifelong pursuit of knowledge and creativity. Despite his many unfinished projects, Leonardo's contributions to art, science, and engineering were unparalleled, cementing his reputation as one of the greatest minds of the Renaissance. Leonardo da Vinci passed away on May 2, 1519, at the Château du Clos-Luce. According to tradition, King Francis I was present at his bedside, a testament to the profound respect and admiration he held for Leonardo. Although Leonardo's passing marked the end of an extraordinary life, his influence continued to shape the worlds of art and science for centuries to come. His ability to bridge disciplines and to see connections where others saw boundaries remains an enduring source of inspiration. The later years of Leonardo's life, though marked by periods of upheaval and transition, were a testament to his resilience and adaptability. Whether working in Florence, Rome, or France, Leonardo remained committed to his ideals of creativity and exploration. His journey from the competitive art scene of Florence to the royal court of France reflects not only his extraordinary talent, but also his ability to navigate the complex dynamics of patronage and politics in Renaissance Europe. As we look back on Leonardo's later years, we see a man who never ceased to ask questions and to seek answers. His legacy is not only in the masterpieces he created, but also in the spirit of inquiry that defined his life. Through his art, his inventions, and his writings, Leonardo da Vinci left a legacy that continues to inspire and challenge us to this day. Part 9. Legacy: The Influence of Leonardo's Work. Leonardo da Vinci's legacy transcends time, standing as a symbol of human potential, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. His contributions to art, science, engineering, and philosophy have left an indelible mark on history, inspiring generations to explore the boundaries of what is possible. From his iconic paintings like The Last Supper and Mona Lisa to his visionary sketches and scientific studies, Leonardo's work continues to influence a wide range of disciplines and remains a cornerstone of the Renaissance and beyond. In the realm of art, Leonardo's innovations reshaped the way artists approached their craft. His mastery of techniques such as fumetto and chiaroscuro allowed him to create paintings that captured the subtleties of light, shadow, and human emotion in ways that had never been achieved before. These methods brought a new level of realism and depth to his work, influencing artists from his contemporaries to the modern day. Painters like Raphael and Caravaggio drew inspiration from Leonardo's techniques, incorporating his use of dramatic lighting and perspective to enhance their own creations. Leonardo's contributions to portraiture were particularly groundbreaking. With the Mona Lisa, he redefined the genre, presenting a subject whose expression, pose, and gaze conveyed a sense of individuality and mystery. The painting's lifelike quality, combined with its enigmatic smile, has captivated viewers for centuries, making it one of the most celebrated and analyzed works of art in history. Leonardo's ability to capture the essence of his subjects transformed portraiture into a medium for exploring the complexities of human identity. Beyond painting, Leonardo's influence extended to the fields of anatomy and medicine. His detailed studies of the human body, based on dissections and meticulous observation, were centuries ahead of their time. Leonardo's anatomical drawings, such as his studies of the human skeleton, muscles, and internal organs, provided insights that would not be matched until the development of modern medical imaging. While his work was largely unpublished during his lifetime, later generations of physicians and anatomists found inspiration in his drawings, which combines scientific accuracy with artistic beauty. Leonardo's contributions to engineering and mechanics have also left a lasting impact. His notebooks contain designs for machines and devices that anticipated technologies developed hundreds of years later. From his sketches of flying machines and helicopters to his designs for bridges, tanks, and water pumps, Leonardo's engineering concepts demonstrated an understanding of physics and mechanics that was remarkably advanced for his time. While many of these inventions were never realized during his lifetime, modern engineers and inventors have revisited his designs, marveling at their ingenuity and relevance. One of Leonardo's most profound legacies lies in his approach to interdisciplinary thinking. He viewed the world as an interconnected system, where art, science, and nature were deeply intertwined. This perspective allowed him to draw connections between seemingly unrelated fields, fostering a holistic understanding of the world. His belief in the unity of knowledge inspired subsequent thinkers, including figures like Galileo Galilei, Isaac Newton, and even modern interdisciplinary scientists. Leonardo's example encourages us to transcend the boundaries of specialization and explore the broader implications of our work. The rediscovery and study of Leonardo's notebooks have played a crucial role in shaping his legacy. These documents, filled with sketches, observations, and reflections, offer a window into the mind of a true polymath. They reveal not only his genius but also his process, showing how he approached problems, conducted experiments, and refined his ideas. The codices have become a source of inspiration for artists, scientists, engineers, and historians who continue to uncover new insights from their pages. Part 10. The Eternal Genius, Leonardo's Timeless Relevance. Leonardo da Vinci remains a figure of timeless relevance, his genius continuing to inspire and captivate across generations and disciplines. His life and work exemplify the limitless potential of human creativity, curiosity, and intellect, serving as a beacon for those who seek to explore the boundaries of knowledge. From the Renaissance to the modern era, Leonardo's legacy has transcended the constraints of time, making him a universal symbol of innovation and interdisciplinary thinking. One of the most remarkable aspects of Leonardo's enduring influence is his ability to resonate with people across a wide range of fields. Artists, scientists, engineers, architects, and philosophers alike find inspiration in his work, which defies categorization and exemplifies the power of cross-disciplinary exploration. His ability to merge art and science, blending technical precision with aesthetic beauty, has set a standard for excellence that continues to challenge and motivate creators and thinkers worldwide. Leonardo's paintings, such as the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, are not merely works of art but cultural landmarks that have become embedded in the collective consciousness. The Mona Lisa, with its enigmatic smile and lifelike presence, has come to symbolize the mysteries of human emotion and the mastery of artistic technique. It draws millions of visitors to the Louvre Museum each year, sparking endless debate and analysis. Likewise, the Last Supper, despite its deteriorated state, continues to be studied and admired for its innovative composition and profound emotional depth. These masterpieces remind us of Leonardo's ability to capture the essence of humanity, making his art timeless and universal. Beyond his artistic achievements, Leonardo's scientific and engineering ideas have gained new relevance in the modern world. His visionary designs for flying machines, hydraulic systems, and military devices were centuries ahead of their time, reflecting an understanding of mechanics and physics that continues to inspire contemporary innovation. Engineers and inventors have revisited Leonardo's notebooks to recreate his designs, demonstrating their feasibility and brilliance. For example, modern prototypes based on his ornithopter and aerial screw reveal how his concepts anticipated the principles of modern aviation and rotorcraft technology. Leonardo's approach to observation and experimentation has also influenced the development of the scientific method. His insistence on direct observation, detailed documentation, and iterative experimentation laid the groundwork for modern scientific inquiry. While he lacked the tools and methodologies available to later scientists, Leonardo's notebooks reveal a mind deeply committed to understanding the natural world through systematic study. His integration of art and science serves as a model for interdisciplinary research, encouraging collaboration and the exploration of connections between seemingly disparate fields. In education, Leonardo's life and work offer a powerful example of the value of curiosity and lifelong learning. His ability to engage with a vast array of subjects, from anatomy to astronomy, demonstrates the importance of fostering a broad intellectual foundation. Educators often use Leonardo's story to inspire students to pursue their interests with passion and to approach challenges with creativity and perseverance. His notebooks, filled with questions, sketches, and experiments, remind us that the pursuit of knowledge is a dynamic and ongoing process, driven by curiosity and wonder. Leonardo's relevance extends to the realm of technology, where his visionary ideas continue to influence innovation and design. In robotics, for example, his sketches of a mechanical knight are seen as an early precursor to modern automation. His studies of motion and mechanics have informed advancements in fields such as biomechanics and artificial intelligence. By combining technical precision with artistic imagination, Leonardo demonstrated the potential for technology to enhance human understanding and capability. In addition to his contributions to art and science, Leonardo's environmental observations resonate strongly in the context of today's global. Leonardo's influence extends beyond the academic and professional worlds. His life and work have captured the imagination of the public, making him a cultural icon and a symbol of human achievement. Films, novels, and documentaries have celebrated his genius, often portraying him as the quintessential Renaissance man. His name has become synonymous with creativity, innovation, and the pursuit of excellence. This enduring appeal speaks to the universal resonance of Leonardo's story and the timeless relevance of his ideas. In education, Leonardo's legacy serves as a powerful example of the value of curiosity and lifelong learning. His willingness to explore new fields and ask bold questions reminds us of the importance of fostering a sense of wonder and inquiry. Educational institutions around the world have drawn inspiration from his interdisciplinary approach, encouraging students to pursue knowledge across diverse disciplines. Leonardo's life exemplifies the idea that the pursuit of knowledge is not confined to a single subject, but is a journey that spans the breadth of human understanding. In the world of technology, Leonardo's visionary ideas have inspired countless innovations. Engineers and inventors have drawn on his designs to develop technologies that were once only imagined. For example, his studies of flight have influenced the development of modern aviation, while his mechanical drawings have informed advancements in robotics and automation. Leonardo's ability to envision future possibilities serves as a reminder of the transformative power of imagination. Leonardo's environmental observations also resonate strongly in the modern era. His studies of water flow, erosion, and the patterns of natural phenomena anticipated concepts that are now central to environmental science and sustainability. Leonardo recognized the importance of understanding and respecting the forces of nature, a perspective that is increasingly relevant as we confront the challenges of climate change and environmental degradation. His work encourages us to view the natural world not as a resource to be exploited, but as a system to be understood and preserved. Despite his extraordinary achievements, Leonardo's life was marked by challenges and limitations. Many of his projects remained unfinished, and his ideas were often constrained by the materials and technologies of his time. Yet, these obstacles only serve to highlight the remarkable scope of his vision and the enduring relevance of his work. Leonardo's ability to dream beyond the confines of his era reminds us of the importance of perseverance and the value of pursuing ideas that may seem unattainable. Leonardo da Vinci's legacy is ultimately one of inspiration. He showed us that the pursuit of knowledge and creativity is a lifelong endeavor, one that requires curiosity, courage, and a willingness to explore the unknown. His work reminds us that true innovation comes from the intersection of disciplines, where art meets science and imagination meets reason. Through his life and legacy, Leonardo continues to challenge us to think boldly, to see the world through multiple lenses, and to strive for excellence in all that we do. As we continue to study and celebrate Leonardo's work, we are reminded of the timeless relevance of his ideas. His contributions to art, science, and engineering are not merely historical achievements. They are a testament to the power of human creativity and the potential for discovery. In Leonardo, we see the embodiment of the Renaissance ideal, a figure who dared to dream, to explore, and to create. His legacy is a beacon, illuminating the path for those who seek to understand the world and to leave their mark upon it. Challenges. His studies of water flow, erosion, and the interconnectedness of natural systems anticipated many principles that are now central to environmental science. Leonardo recognized the importance of understanding and respecting the forces of nature, an insight that is increasingly relevant as we confront issues such as climate change and resource sustainability. His work encourages us to view the natural world as a source of inspiration and wisdom, rather than as a resource to be exploited. Leonardo's influence is not confined to his tangible achievements, but also extends to his approach to thinking and problem-solving. His ability to see connections between art, science, and nature reflects a mindset that values curiosity, creativity, and holistic understanding. In an age of specialization, Leonardo's interdisciplinary approach serves as a reminder of the importance of thinking broadly and exploring the intersections between different fields. This perspective is particularly relevant in today's rapidly changing world, where complex problems often require innovative and multidisciplinary solutions. The rediscovery and study of Leonardo's notebooks have played a crucial role in preserving and amplifying his legacy. These documents offer a window into the mind of a true polymath, revealing not only his genius but also his humanity. They show a man who was endlessly curious, deeply observant, and unafraid to question conventional wisdom. His writings, sketches, and reflections continue to inspire scholars, artists, and innovators, serving as a testament to the enduring power of creativity and inquiry. Leonardo's ability to remain relevant across centuries speaks to the universal appeal of his ideas and the timeless nature of his achievements. His work continues to captivate audiences, spark debates, and inspire new generations to dream, create, and explore. From museum exhibitions to documentaries, from scientific studies to popular culture, Leonardo's legacy permeates nearly every aspect of modern life. His name has become synonymous with genius, a symbol of what humanity can achieve when we embrace curiosity and innovation. As we look to the future, Leonardo da Vinci's example offers valuable lessons for navigating the challenges and opportunities of the modern world. His emphasis on observation, experimentation, and interdisciplinary thinking provides a framework for addressing complex issues and driving progress. His ability to balance technical precision with artistic imagination reminds us of the importance of creativity in all fields of endeavor. Through his life and work, Leonardo challenges us to think boldly, to question deeply, and to strive for excellence in everything we do. Leonardo da Vinci's timeless relevance lies not only in his extraordinary achievements but also in the spirit of inquiry that defined his life. He reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge and understanding is a journey without end, one that requires curiosity, courage, and a willingness to explore the unknown. His legacy is a testament to the power of human creativity and the potential for discovery, inspiring us to push the boundaries of what is possible and to leave our own mark on the world. As we celebrate Leonardo's life and legacy, we are reminded of the profound impact that one individual can have on the course of history. His ability to transcend the limitations of his time and to envision possibilities far beyond his era is a source of inspiration for all who seek to innovate and create. In Leonardo da Vinci, we see not only a genius but also a reflection of the limitless potential of the human spirit. His work continues to inspire, challenge, and uplift, reminding us of the enduring power of imagination and the boundless possibilities of human achievement.